guys, we are back again with some more The One and Only Bob. Yesterday we read about Bob having this dream where he's floating down this very dark river, and he's with Ruby and Stella and Ivan, and he's trying to save them, but he keeps hearing this bark. And in the book, the word "that" is in italics. So remember, when you see that italic word in a book, it's an important word. So that bark, it's a specific bark. It's almost like it's familiar to him. And so it's just a dream, but it sticks with him, and he has this dream often. Then it goes into telling us about the smell of the storm. Okay, there's a hurricane coming. Now, he's been through some hurricanes with Julia. It's really nothing new, but there is definitely a hurricane on the way. Let's see what the next part says. This is called On the Poetry of Stink. Of course, not everybody can smell what I'm smelling. My nose is a zillion times more powerful than a human's. Dogs are experts at odor. Students of stink. We analyze the air the way humans read poetry, searching for invisible truths. And we don't just smell the good and the bad stuff that people notice with their substandard schnozzes. The usual suspects: popcorn and lilacs and freshly sharpened pencils, diapers and Brussels sprouts and freaked out skunks. No, our noses get it all. The whole shimmery double rainbow in April. Humans, they're lucky to get a cloudy day in November. We get that molecule of roast beef dancing on the wind 50 miles from the tidy kitchen where it just slid out of the oven. We get the cherry lollipop under the back seat of the Honda 16 cars up on the highway at rush hour. We get things humans can't even dream of getting. We're the ones who find the miracle earthquake baby cuddled in her crib under tons of rubble. We're the ones who find lost hikers in the wilderness after a quick whiff of a sweaty sock. We can even tell when someone's sick. We can tell seizures and cancer and migraine headaches. Try getting your guinea pig to do that. We smell feelings too. Sad has a sharp scent with an undertone of sweetness. Sad smells like being lost in a winter forest as the sun goes down. And happy is the best. But there is a touch of wistfulness around the edges. Happy smells like bacon ice cream served up in an expensive leather shoe. You're going to love every minute of it, but you know it won't last forever. The news. Sometimes when Julia and I go for walks, I'll break at a corner. Corners are the best for fresh news. And she'll tug and say, "Come on, Bob, there's nothing there." Oh, but there is. Here's the thing about poop and pee. I get that humans are not into them. I see the bathroom doors shut tight, the embarrassed, downcast gazes. You guys are totally missing out. There's a whole lot of info hiding in the very average pee mail. When dogs want to share their latest gossip, we just wait until nature calls. You'd be amazed at what we can learn during a quick bathroom break. People read the news, check the TV, browse the web. I linger over a fire hydrant and inhale the whole wide world. My ears, by the way, are almost as remarkable as my nose. I pick up on all kinds of things humans can't hear. What we do with our noses and our ears is kind of like taking a big old knot and loosening it up, separating out the strands, unbraiding things. People smell a reeking pile of trash in a dumpster. We smell a dollop of cream cheese, a hint of peanut butter, a smattering of Fruit Loops. People hear the roar of a crowd in a stadium. We hear a strain of a whiny 4-year-old, a whimper of a worried superfan, a note of a grumpy hot dog vendor. Man, dogs are cool. Snickers. While I watch from my perch on the back of the couch, Julia passes on the sidewalk. George asks her to keep her dog walking route close to home in case the weather changes. She's wearing a shiny purple raincoat and leading 3 dogs, a goofy mutt named Winston, a timid dachshund named Oscar Mayer, and her, Snickers. An old nemesis of mine, Snickers is a fluffy white poodle with delusions of grandeur. A big snooty pain in the puffball. Ugh, that pooch drives me crazy. Our mutual dislike goes back to the early days as a stray. Snickers was a fancy, peppered, sleep on a pink satin pillow kind of gal. Her owner, Mac, ran the mall where I lived with Ivan and Ruby. That's where I first encountered Snickers. She teased me mercilessly, and beneath the fuzzy facade, I always suspected there was a little, spark there. Anyways, after the mall closed down, Snickers, being Snickers, landed on her feet. Mac married an older widow lady with more money than sense, and she dotes on that ridiculous poodle. Mac's too lazy to walk Snickers himself, so he hired Julia to do it. "Looking good, Snick baby," I call through the open window, and she gives me her curled lips, squinty-eyed face, which, come to think of it, is pretty much how she always looks. As usual, Snickers is dressed to the max. She's wearing a pink poncho, a sparkly rain hat, and teensy pink boots. "Those boots were made for Macken," I add for good measure. It feels good giving her some grief, but before I can really relish the moment, another annoying acquaintance of mine appears. Nutwit. Nutwit, the gray squirrel who lives in the live oak in front of our lawn, jumps to a lower branch looking at me with barely concealed pity. I hate pity, especially the barely concealed kind. "I don't know why you taunt her," he says. "You're hardly in a position to talk, Bob. You are Snickers. Come over here to the window and say that. So you can, drool on me to death? Are you aware that my best friend is a gorilla?" I ask. "You would make fantastic ape chow, dude." Nutwit reaches for a dangling acorn and yanks it free. "I thought gorillas were vegetarians." "Ivan eats termites," I say. "He might make an exception for you." "Face it, Bob, you're soft. You're one step away from your own pink rain boots." "He has a point," says Minnie, one of the family's guinea pigs from her cage next to the TV. "No, he doesn't," says Moo, her cage mate. "Yes, he does," Minnie squeaks. "Doesn't, doesn't." Minnie pauses. "Wait! You tricked me." The guinea pigs really don't agree on very much. Nutwit leaps over the window ledge, acorn in paw. He presses his tiny, twitchy nose to the screen. "You couldn't last a day out here, Bob. Some of us have to live by our wiles." "Hey, I lived on the street longer than you've been alive." Nutwit nibbles his acorn. He's quite the prissy eater. "Whatever you say, Bob." "I say scram." "Fine. Hint taken. Anyways, storm's en route. I should be stocking up on my nut stash while I can." Nutwit gives me a wise guy look. "That's how we do it in the real world." He scampers off with an acrobatic flourish. Squirrels never do a simple jump when a quadruple backflip cartwheel is an option. "You're full of it, I say," to nobody in particular. "We're full of it," says Minnie. "Yes, we're extremely full of it," says Moo, and they popcorn in agreement. Guinea pigs hop up and down when they're happy. It's called popcorning, and it's totally ridiculous. "You're happy. Wag your tail like a real mammal." "I am not soft," I mutter, nosing my protruding belly. I leap with effort off the couch. Then I head to the bathroom for a good long drink from the water bowl of power. Spoiled. I know that Nitwit has a point. I've become a creature of habit, spoiled after a stretch of being my own dog. For a long time, I was Bob, the best, cunning, and streetwise dog there was. As a stray, I lived off leftovers at the mall while Snickers dined in her fancy pants kibble. Man, how I love that cotton candy stuck on the floor, the unexpected UFOs, the ends of ketchup-covered hot dogs scattered under the bleachers like, big toes or something. I've been offered to share his gorilla food with me, and Stella and Ruby were always ready to pass along a carrot or an apple, but I refused. I needed to stay in shape, to stay tough, stay true to my wild nature. Okay, so maybe every now and then I'd sneak a banana chunk from Ivan's breakfast, but then things changed. I became civilized, domesticated. I became a pet. Here he is. He looks pretty comfy to me. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely some perks. Julia, who's an artist, painted my name on a food bowl. She gave me this wonderfully mushy blanket, the kind where you can bed boogie forever till it's squished to perfection and you can curl up just so. I love that blanket, but I simply cannot sleep without Knot Tag, Ivan's raggedy old toy gorilla. Of course, just when I get my blanket and knot tag imprinted with the right amount of oud-e-bab, Julia's mom does the unthinkable, puts them in the washing machine and removes every last bit of me. There are other ingredients that I can tolerate. The daily walk and the tug-of-war string after going stringless for my whole life. Okay. The attempts to train me, like that'll ever happen. The kisses and the cuddling. Well, the cuddling's okay, I suppose. But the kissing, I just don't get. If you want to kiss your dog, why not give him a big old lick in the face and be done with it? Ugh. Anyway, sort of if I've gotten spoiled, a tad soft around the edges. There's a difference between being soft and being afraid, being a coward. All right, we're gonna stop there. All right, so it's definitely a domesticated dog, meaning he lives in a home with a family. He's a pet, okay? And he likes some things about it. He doesn't mind it. You know, the licking or the kissing, he'll just give him a lick. I don't know about you guys, but when Maverick or Jetta give me kisses and they lick me, I'm like, oh, okay, one is good. That's all. I'm good. Anybody else? Yeah? All right. We'll continue tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good one.